The soul is the core of who we are. It defines you as a man, as a woman, as a human being. But it often finds itself contradicting with its arch nemesis, money. Rappers make sacrifices to quench their thirst for materialism and quick fame, selling their souls for a piece of the pie. What I'm about to share isn't for the weak of heart. It's the truth that is hidden in the music industry and destroying a lot of young lives that think it's all glitz and glam.
It's always been my passion to rap. A while ago, I had signed a contract and I didn't know nothing about the business or this game out here. And just right now, I'm realizing that I signed my soul. I sold my soul to the devil. I signed myself to the devil. I don't even own myself.
This video isn't just entertainment. It's a message to all thinking shit's sweet in the industry and craving these rappers' lifestyle. Don't take the shortcuts, cause you'd see it ain't worth it. We're going to dig deep into rappers who have sold their souls for fame, including two of the most dominating male and female rappers today. That's a bit heavy, so we've got to work our way into it to fully understand the dark world hidden in music. First, you've got to understand that there's different levels to selling your soul. It could be signing a contract that goes against your morals and principles. You as an independent artist following the trend and throwing away your character for more fame. Or the deadliest, making a pact with the dark arts, exchanging your soul for money and fame. The first two you can probably recoup from, but when you've given yourself to the devil, that's when your life is at stake. The two male and female rappers at the top of the game are caught up in either one of these. Earlier I mentioned a couple names whose untimely deaths shocked the world, but what most people overlook are the lives of some of these rappers and how it led to their souls being lost forever. One with the most conspiracy surrounding it was XXXTentacion and how he lost his life. Many say it was due to a botched robbery, but if you pay attention to his life, you see an entirely different picture. He was a sacrifice. We watched the fall of X from his interest into music to spiraling downward the more he blew up. Take a look at his transformation before music until when he seemingly blew up, and tell me if something doesn't seem to be eating his soul alive. There's a noticeable change that is damn near troubling. Check out his song, I Spoke with the Devil in Miami, and he said everything will be fine. If the title isn't enough to convince you, the lyrics sure will. And the ending of the song has an entire section to repeating the words, Anima Vestra, which means evil in my heart or soul. If you're still on the ropes of being convinced that his soul was no longer his, just feel the vibe and the energy from his 2017 XXL Freshman Cypher freestyle.
I am a murderer. I am a demon, the son of a serpent. What is your faith? What is your worth? Have you felt acknowledging? If I kill you now, will you go to heaven or hell you believe in? Death is approaching you. 30 seconds, think before lying and blood see.
Still not convinced? Well, here's irrefutable evidence from one of his closest friends, Ski Master Slump God. Ski distanced himself due to the demonic ways of X and wanted to sacrifice him and his family. Something seemed even more strange when X leveraged his music to try to edge Ski to be friends with him again.
Announcement. If you want me to make music, tell Ski Mask to be my friend again. Tell Ski Mask to be my friend again and I will make music. Tell him to be my friend again.
Almost in desperation, maybe he knew the truth. That is either find a sacrifice to upkeep his contract for fame or face the consequences. Maybe if Ski had given him his soul, XXXTentacion wouldn't have to lose his life as a replacement. Just weeks before him losing his life, he reportedly inked a $10 million deal with Empire Distribution, probably to leave for his family as he knew his time was soon approaching. We're in this for the truth, so if you can keep going, stay locked in, because it goes way deeper than you think. Many of these rappers signed themselves away. Some, like J. Cole, are lucky to have escaped with their souls, but others are far from lucky. J. Cole, one of the biggest artists today, nearly lost his soul when he signed to the rapper at the top of the I Sold My Soul for Fame list. That's a big hint to one of the dominating rappers I spoke on earlier that we're going to expose. On February 24th, 2009, Cole achieved his dream and signed to Roc Nation. In a recent penned letter, He stated, "Ibe and I sat in a small, quiet conference room across from an associate of my fancy new lawyer. The mountain of papers in front of him included multiple copies of a record deal that I never actually read. Cole nearly got caught in the trap, but he stayed true to himself, and when he became lost in the fame, he looked within himself and found back his purpose and broke free from the chains pulling him under." Unfortunately, some like Bobby Shmurda wasn't strong enough in mind to do what Cole did. He not only lost his freedom, but was thrown to the wolves after signing himself to a label. After rising to stardom, Shmurda further catapulted to the top, inking a deal with music powerhouse Epic Records. In some twist of demoralizing ritual, they sat back while he danced on a table before them like a puppet hooked on their string.
I think that I'm top tools. But bitch, I'm Bobby with that too. I got that from the bottom, act a fool.
While with a label who is concerned with my growth and support my love of my craft, choose to make this a requirement with my contract. It's clear signs to them, only wanting you to know that you're theirs upon signing. You're no longer a free man, but tied to their will in exchange for the fame they can provide. Bobby learned this the hard way, after the label never bailed him out when he was locked up and left him to fend for himself. They use you up, then toss you aside. Even newer artists ruling the game right now, like DaBaby and NBA YoungBoy, sacrificed their souls for the blow-up and fame they now hold. DaBaby became widely known after he gave up his pride and tough background, demeaning himself to gain attention in his 15 minutes of fame to try to turn it into a permanent spotlight. DaBaby would create a persona of an actual baby wearing diapers in public. His reason? Clout to gain fame. In NBA YoungBoy's case, his takes a page from the darker side. There have been speculations over the years of his rise to fame being that of sacrificing his soul. And the recent video adds evidence to what have long been questioned. The vid showing NBA having it out with the wall gives a daunting look at his deterioration after signing himself away. Juice WRLD may be one of the most popular artists to blow up in recent times that took a path down the darker side of the music industry. Tragically, he lost his life due to an overdose, but with everything we've seen already in this vid, it can't just be a freak disaster that took his life. Juice was known for how dark and haunting his music was. He consistently struggled with addiction and depression. Many of his songs held the underlying theme of death, but it was this video that sparked what may be the truth of his demise.
Alright, y'all. I'm finna sell my soul. I'm gonna hit y'all when I'm through. I'm gonna be rich as hell. Alright?
It ain't take too long. Illuminati, man.
What'd you say, Coop?
I'ma hit y'all when I'm through. Finna be rich as hell. Juice later tried to play it off, but even jokes come from a place of truth. He did attain the wealth, but sadly the cost to get it was too much and ultimately led to the sacrifice of his life. These new rappers sell themselves for the fame. That's what you're saying, right? But these last remaining artists may shock you even more. All holding legendary status and all being victims of signing their soul. The dog DMX has been suffering for years with his demons. He's been one brave enough to speak out on the loss of his soul in his music. Songs like Damien off his It's Dark and Hell Is Hot album, DMX details Damien, the devil's spawn who promises him fame and grandeur if he pledges himself to him. And by the time X realized his mistake, he had already signed his soul. DMX has been running from his past to this day, but his pact with the devil seems to want his life. The dog is as tough as they come, fighting the good fight with a stronger connection with God. Prayers up for the Rough Riders legend. If we're talking rappers who sold their souls and Kanye West isn't a topic, then whatever's said is all bogus, because Kanye is a huge example of what goes wrong when you toss your morals and principles aside for the fame. The mental issues and sporadic downfall are said to be the effects of him sacrificing his mom in exchange for becoming one of music's wealthiest men. Tabloids claim that Miss Donda West died of heart complications due to plastic surgery, but even Kanye gave hints as to what truly happened. Overwhelmed with what he has supposedly done, Ye hasn't been the same since. I guess it's true. What is it to gain the world but lose your soul? In an August 2015 issue of Q magazine, Ye hinted to the pack with the devil that took his mom, saying, "If I had never moved to LA, she'd be alive. I don't want to go far into it because it will bring me to tears." When asked what he had to sacrifice to gain his success, his answer, his mom. It seems the old heads like Kanye may be an influence on why the newer generation chooses the shortcut down the darker path. While Polo G has been doing his music thing for some years, his appearance in the spotlight just happened. One moment he's underground, the next he's damn near one of the biggest artists out, even getting recognition in the UK scene. It caused speculation if he may have taken a shortcut, and the chatter became even louder with the dropping of his album, The GOAT, on May 15th, 2020. The album cover would depict him with horns, but what really set the alarm off was the GOAT chain he soon copped. Many deities, mainly those of satanic nature, are associated with horns, and given the nature of his sudden takeover, he was dubbed the new addition to rappers who sold their soul for their come-up. His new inclination to the devil horns doesn't help with him denying the accusations. In his music video for the album Cut 21, again he's depicted himself with the horns. My job is to unearth the facts to you. You be the judge if his soul was the bargain to gain his fame. One thing's for certain though, the evidence seems pretty damning. So here we are, down to the two top rappers whose souls have been lost to their fame. I'm sure the first have been on your radar, and if not, then open your eyes. He's the one that actually has had a hand in Ye's and DMX's career before they went spiraling out of control. And it's no surprise that he himself has long sold his soul to reach the level of stardom he has now. You ever asked yourself, how did a black street dealer go to being one of the biggest and most successful men in the world? Every other kingpin story either ends with them in jail or getting smoked, but Jay, nah. He's become so powerful, many say he's untouchable. But how did this happen? Well, the signs of his imprint tells it all. The rock, which is the diamond-shaped pyramid he makes with his hands, which is also linked to the all-seeing eye of Illuminati, known as the Eye of Providence. Hov not only has his name plastered all over the Illuminati stronghold with various hints and signs, but it is also seen in his music. This can be seen in subliminal depictions in his On to the Next One video, from the skull with horns, like the satanic Baphomet, which is the devil's imprint, to the iced out skull that went from shining pure to being tainted until all dark as it's coated with evil over time. Yeah, Hov hides his affiliation to the dark side in plain sight. Don't believe me? Check out the images from the music video. If that wasn't enough to raise your eyebrows, even the apeshit music video with his wife Beyonce has subliminal hints of satanic nature. The very beginning of the video, which was shot in the Louvre, depicted a fallen angel. This angel can be directly linked to that of Lucifer, the devil being cast out of heaven after his deceit with Adam and Eve that plunged the world into sin. Jay-Z is certainly at the top of the throne of male rappers that sold their soul. But if he is the king, then beside him is the queen, Nicki Minaj. Yes, the queen isn't one of royalty, but one of treachery. Coming from humble beginnings in the Caribbean island of Trinidad and Tobago, Minaj migrated to Queens, New York at a young age. Her life wasn't the easiest, so I guess she lost her footing and chose to give up her character for a shot at fame. A growing Nicki will make drastic changes to her body to create the now sexual image of Nicki Minaj. She's all but tossed her morals out the window to move up the ladder to be the queen. This may seem like a norm in today's world, but her character holds similar traits to that of Hov. While claiming to be for the people and supporting the empowerment of black women and men, Nicki quickly backpedals on the stance once the money is loud enough. Nicki is said to be one of the founders of the new age of women rappers, and most seem to be following her path. She's been at the top, but got there with tarnishing her soul. Is it still being debated that the woman seen sucking her former label boss, Gucci Mane, off is her or fake? But Gucci once aired her out for how she came up, and it was as trifling as they get. Whether true or not, her path to the top has certainly caught up with her. Her persona of being real has slowly been chiseled away, and with her new stunt to do a track with renowned snitch 6ix9ine to keep her buzz popping, the queen that once rapped about her gangster ways and the tough life she lived turned an eye to the street code she once preached about to secure the bag. It came as no surprise, but it just further goes to show how these rappers sell their soul for the fame. How do you think rappers sell their souls? Let us know in the comments. Well, that's all for this video. If you think that this video was dope, please smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for our next video. I'm out.